Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. Today we are doing the whatever the F you want to carry day. It's not Warncliffe Wednesday, it's not Wee Wednesday, it's whatever the F you want to carry today. So, what did I want to carry today? I thought me saying, you know, whatever you want to carry would make it easier. It doesn't. You want to carry everything. I almost carried like 3 large knives just to be obnoxious. It's like, oh, jeez. So, whatever you want to carry today, first, for the 5th pocket knife, whatever I wanted to carry, I wanted to carry my wee Roxy. This knife, as you guys know, the choil's too small. It's loaded with hot spots, but it is the perfect size Warncliffe blade. And I love this. It's so weird how there's so much that I could actually complain about with this knife, but how much I truly, truly do love it. It's pretty dumb. It's just a really, really good knife as far as the size. Now, there's plenty of things, like I said, that we can complain about with it. Hot spot central, like I said, the finger choil's too small, but overall, it's just really cool. This is a really cool little guy. I love the wee Roxy. So therefore, I chose to carry it today. There is one caveat that I actually almost wanted to just carry the bug out that I have. And I think I'm holding off for, I have Flightanium, that new titanium scale that's all milled out that they got coming out. I got that on the way. So once I get that, I'm actually going to do a comparison with that and the Mini Freak, because then it's a 20 CV bug out, and it is with the titanium scales, it'll put it around the same price range as the Mini Freak. Sorry, I got distracted. I heard somebody screaming, but I think it's somebody's radio. So, this is the wee Roxy. Next, on my whatever the F I wanted to carry, I have yet to actually carry this knife. Now, there's several reasons behind that, but you guys just saw the unboxing of this last night. I've had this for approximately a month and a half to 2 months. I got new scales on this, and there's like caveats with the scales, which I'll get into in a second. But this is my Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch. This is the slicer. Very, very cool, very ergonomic. I have it, this is the Gen 6 on a tri-way, and watch that action. Stupid! Great action. The lock bar is so dialed in, so perfectly. It just feels so good. And there's no back and forth, no up and down. And it's light to attack, and then it just zoop, drops. It's just a spitting image of, I'm not going to say perfection. I mean, it's a Hinderer. We all know it's amazing. But as far as something that makes you happy to carry and can pretty much do anything you want it to do, that's this guy. Now, I have a skinny sheep's foot. So I don't know, I think I like the skinny sheep's foot better, but now that I'm holding this, it's kind of like a toss-up, right? It's like, I don't know. The skinny sheep's foot just near and dear because it's the first Hinderer that I've ever owned, short of a Gen 4 XM18 3-inch that I just wasn't super impressed with, but like it gave me a taste, right? I think I liked the larger, like even the 0562 Ti more than I liked that small Gen 4 Hinderer. Plus the action was kind of goofy. It was like secondhand. It was beat up. You know, if it was brand new in a Gen 4, it doesn't have to be a tri-way, I probably would have liked it just as much. And my skinny sheep's foot, I have some phosphor bronze washers in there, so it's not like it's about the action. Although this one, stupid. Now, on to the meat and potatoes of the XM18 that I'm currently holding. You guys see that pocket clip? You guys see that tab? You really can't, but right there, the tab. Now check out these scales. What the hell is going on with those scales, right? They're kind of ugly. A lot of people will be like, those are so ugly. Well, you know, I agree and disagree with you. I think they're cool as hell. And they feel good in hand. There's a lot of texture and stuff going on there. But it's just a really cool showpiece, right? And it's not that I don't intend to use this. It's so pretty. And these scales are so damn expensive because these are original Hinderer scales, okay? So they're originally hinderer scales from way back in the day when they had titanium scales. I mean, they still do, but these are one of the old sets of titanium scales. Somebody on Etsy took hinderer titanium scales and totally modded them up like this. And you could tell it had been there for a long time. Like, there was dust on the bag and stuff. Like, I would be willing to bet you this sat there for years because the price was stupid. Saw the same thing on eBay. It's a one and done. Nobody else has the same exact thing, to my knowledge. Like I said, they made the pocket clip match. They made the filler tab match. And it was so old that I got it and I looked inside the scale set, or inside the scale, and you'll see it in the video. It's rough. It has the same texture as the back of this pocket clip. Like, it's like textured all the way up the inside of the scale, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I know when you replace a hinderer, G10 and liner, the scale's supposed to replace the liner too. But when I'm taking it apart, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why would this replace the liner if there's no smooth surface for the bearings to ride on? Or the pocket clip, or I'm sorry, or the phosphor bronze, or the Teflon. There was nothing. Like, it was rough. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I originally put it on with the liners, and it made it into like one of the hinderer fatties. Like, this thing's freaking fat as hell. And it didn't make sense to me still. I was like, that makes no sense. So I wrote them, and they were like, yo, no, it's supposed to be used without the liner. And I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. You didn't include any hardware. My hardware barely fits. Like, it wasn't fitting. It shouldn't have fit. And I made it fit, type of thing. But all that's going on, right? And they're like, no, it's supposed to work. Well, it was supposed to work back in the day when there was no bearings and it was just on the Teflon washers. I have a loose screw on here that I got to tighten up once I get to work. But it was supposed to work with the bearing, or with the Teflon washers, not the bearings. And even Teflon washers riding on something that's rough and textured makes no sense. Like, that whole thing didn't make much sense to me. I feel like you would have torn up those Teflon washers really, really bad, really fast. So I took a Dremel, a new attachment that I bought for the Dremel, a bunch of circular pieces of sandpaper, and I walked it up from the grits of like 400 or 500 all the way up to like 5,000, 6,000. And I got it smoothed out, and I ended up removing the liner. And now you can see, yeah, there's no back and forth, no up and down. It's perfectly fitting. I got lucky with the fitment because, you know, whenever you start sanding on shit, it just goes all crazy. But yeah, so that is my Hinderer XM18 slicer, but with the sweet ass scales. Now, like I said, these scales were super expensive. I don't recommend ever doing this, nor do I really think the scales were that worth it, except for the fact that I got a filler tab and a pocket clip to match, which is unique, right? I mean, these match, and so that's cool. So because of that matching aspect, it made it worth it to me. A normal Hinderer scale's $200. These were 50% more than that. Do the math. Yes, gags. This knife that I'm holding right now that I'm taking into a mill is probably worth more than I ever really thought that I would be carrying in my pocket at a time, and will make me neurotic if I were to use this and set this down. But that is what I wanted to carry today. What did you want to carry today? Let me know in the comments below. And for tomorrow, for Thursday, Thursday's difficult. I had to use a thesaurus to come up with TH words on what it could be, because you go with the alliteration of Thirsty Thursday, or, you know, They Be Thursday. Yeah, anybody who gets that reference. But so that's why I did that. But anyways, I go through the thesaurus, and it's kind of hard. There's not many TH words to pick from, but one that rung out pretty solid and pretty strong. Tuesday we did a Tip Tuesday, or Tiny Tip Tuesday, and I don't remember if I went with the slicer on any of the days, like slicing Saturday or something. But what we're doing on Thursday, Thick Boy Thursday. I want whoever's participating And I say I want. I don't want it to be like, I want this. But I'm saying that as in, what are you doing? Let's go back and forth. That's cool. Everybody's cutting each other off. I love it. If you guys are going to participate in this, I want you guys to carry the thickest knife you have. And I want it to be the worst slicing freaking knife that you have. We all have those knives that are like open L's that just slice right through shit. But we also got those really thick boys that make us happy, and there's no reason to own it because we probably won't use it to its maximum potential. But it makes us happy. So, tomorrow is Thick Boy Thursday. Carry that knife that's probably not going to slice your piece of cheese without breaking it halfway through. It's not going to cut your apple without just snapping off a piece as the wedge drives through the apple. That's what we're going for tomorrow. Thick Boy Thursday. My name is Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, guys.